Yeah, hey there. Today I want to dig a bit into detail mapping. For example, when you have a mesh, then you have different areas of more or less detail because you don't need it everywhere. When we go here in this shading mode, we can change to wireframe, so we see the underlying geometry. So the body needs less density of detail than, for example, a wrist cord or teeth, face in general, or very curvy hair. Also, this hair is made for it was made for a Rexoium, and Rexoiums don't need performance. That is a written rule. For example, the nose here has way more detail than the fur, and you could, for example, just make here this pattern here is called, I would say you can easily do this with a Voronoi filtering. Voronoi is kind of a noise, a generated noise that creates those patterns like foam, clouds, cracked earth, whatever. And you can have a tiled pattern like this and overlay it where you need it as a detail map that is overlaying over the usual texture. When we, for example, see in the standard shader, this base here uses the standard color and of course the normals, so kind of the surface detail, but also this black map here, this metal smoothness map. And when I go into it with a texture program, then we see we have red, green, blue is black. So that means metal value is 0. On this character you have 0 metallicity. Everything is dielectric, is it called. So everything that is not metal is dielectric. And then you have the alpha channel, what for pictures, for example, can be used for a cutout. For example, when this sticker here of my Rexo has a cutout, and this means it is red, green, blue are the colors, but there is also a cutout around in the alpha channel. This here is now the smoothness. I just copy the smoothness all over and delete the alpha channel, and then I save it so I have the smoothness alone. We also can see what I said. You have a cutout here. The alpha channel usually does that, but you can store whatever animation, whatever information you want. You can store. And if we look, for example, here we have these 3 textures, and now I change the shader to Poiyomi Pro. This, I already did something. The first thing, I changed from flat to realistic shading in shading, and I clicked on reflections and specula, because otherwise this would happen instantly and you would think, oh, the standard shader is so much better. No, it's not. But the problem, everything has now the same gloss, and this is a bit meh. But we have packed maps here, and we just got our smoothness to put in smoothness. So now the skin is again not so smooth than the nose. And now we don't need to put a black map into metal, because black is automatically none. So you can just leave it. We have no information here. Now we have kind of the same effect, yeah, like in the standard shader. But as you can see, way more possibilities to do different things. We also have details here. I show you another little trick. Some people don't like it when they can see inside out. So we go to the bottom, rendering, and we cull nothing. So now it's rendered also from the inside. And when we search for something called backface and we activate it, now it's compiling, then we could just make it black. And we use detail intensity 0, emission 0, and emission strength 0. Yeah, that's fine. Just one other little thing. For example, when I go into the own additions, I just set up this texture here. I needed to put in the alpha, is transparency. So it uses the alpha to cut out. And then I set it to this resolution, 90, and anisotropy level 4. This is important for jagged edges to prevent them. And then applied, and that makes the texture usable and a bit more performant. We can click here on detail. The funny thing is, I never used detail mapping in Poiyomi. So let's see. Yeah, we have a detail mask, detail texture, and detail normal map. So you could use different things. For example, if the fur would have the same pattern everywhere on the body, you could just use one small chunk of fur normal mapping and lay it over the whole body. That would be way more performant to, as if you would just like make an 8K texture that just look very fancy. Yeah, this is nice shenanigans, but the details you usually use when you want to apply more detail. Imagine that wouldn't be me, but it would be, for example, this would be a human, and this would be like skin crackles, like here in the nose, and you could just use one little thing and use it all over the whole body. That would be way more performant. So we undo the details here, and the thing we really search for is this here, decals. Decals, and we want decal 1, because you can have more than one decal, like you can have more than one emission overlayer, emission map. Decals are usually like stickers or graffitis on a texture. Yeah. So let's see. It comes with a positioning tool. This is very interesting. Let's see. This is, I see. So we have now, this is, okay. This is interesting. You see now that we can kind of, it is using something like, in Unity you have built in something like a decal projector. In world building you usually use something like a decal projection. And now, for example, a funny thing, I just put that up here. And we can try to put that sticker under the beans. I mean, we could, if we know where on the texture are the beans. Okay, now we have the beans. It is on the same material. It is just the bottom here. Oh my. Okay, let's just make it like so we... Oh, the tool! So I just used reset, and now we reactivate it to see what we do here. Yeah, it is very fidgety. It is super fidgety. So how can we What happens? Ah, we need a very, very tiny spot. Even tinier. Kinda like that. We can even rotate it. But the positioning is so bad. So this area is now where it should be. And the decal is oh, this is also a thing when you navigate through the folders here and always lose track about what you're doing. I love Unity. I very much love Unity. Over the years you just learn so, and here now you have the the decal. This is how you can put someone under your paws, for example. You can just use a camera in VRChat with a cutout function, a green screen, whatever. Make sure to erase the background, and then you have a picture like this here. Just that this is drawn and not a photography. And then let's get back into the decal tool and try to not break it. The tool is so lovely. Not. This is funny, but I still very much about this tool. So okay. Yeah, emission strength, yeah, should it glow or not? You could make a very subtle glow, so it always is a bit highlighted when we kill the light. And it needs to compile again. Then you can see it better. That you would always kind of see that something is stuck there. So, color blend mode replace, alpha blend mode, alpha depth, hue shift even, chromatic aberration. Yeah, this is just fancy affecting, yeah. See? You shift kind of the color channels, you spread the color channels. It's usually an effect that shitty cameras, the shittier your camera, the more this effect will kick in around the edges of your frame. But usually you don't really need it if you don't aim for such an effect, yeah. And you can also, yeah, shift the whole color space if you want, if you need it. Here we can scale it even a bit. And with this, you have the power to pin people. The Poiyomi-Shader you can get for free, but the Pro version you need to grab it from Patreon. It's so long ago that I grabbed this, so I don't remember. So, side offset. Here you see, here we could fidget it a bit finer. It doesn't make sense to pin a picture of my own persona under another of my avatars' paws. Yeah. So, yeah, and that's how you do it.